Today we are finally going to find out how much metal is in my transmission. If you're new to my channel, or if you just haven't been keeping up with the videos very much, roughly 2 months ago I blew out second gear in my transmission. I've been riding the thing a lot since then, and I have not pulled the drain plug, changed the oil, or checked anything. Second gear went out and I didn't let that stop me. I just kept doing what I was doing. The bike's been running since then. I just haven't had a second gear. Whenever you shift to second gear, you give it some throttle, it just spins. Every other gear is perfectly fine. First gear is fine, third gear, fourth, fifth, sixth, it's all fine. Here pretty soon in March, I'm gonna be in Dallas, Texas for a ride, and I think it would probably be smart to go ahead and get the transmission done before then. So today we're gonna start that process by pulling the drain plug and finding out the drain bolts for all the oil on this bike has a magnet on it. So when you pull the drain plug, you're gonna be able to see, you know, little bits of fine metal that have been shearing off just from regular use. I'm gonna pull the drain plug out of everything because I need to change the primary and the motor oil anyway. Hopefully we'll be able to compare. The motor, I'm sure I'm gonna have a fair bit of metal on it, nothing too crazy, but just being up in a wheelie in this thing, oil starvation and all that, I'm sure we'll have a bit of metal on that. The primary, I don't know. I'm sure we'll have a little dusting of metal, but the transmission, since second gear is gone, and anytime I accidentally shift to second and get on the throttle and it spins and grinds, I'm sure we're gonna have a fair bit of metal coming out of the transmission. Damn. I know it sounds weird, but I'm actually really excited to see this. Not excited in a way like yeah, I destroyed my transmission, that's awesome, but just excited in a way that I've been running the bike for 2 months since the transmission went out, and it's ridden fine, so I guess it's more of a curiosity, excitement to see what's been going on in there. Moment of truth. Oh, oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is quite a bit of metal. But it's like, I think because I've been running it for a while and it's been getting torn up in there, it's like a paste. It's such a fine powder. I mean, obviously it's mixed with oil, but I mean, that's just pure like metal flake. Let me try to clean this magnet off so you guys can kind of get an idea of how much metal was chunked up on that thing. That's the tiny little magnet on top, and you guys saw how much was stacked up on that. So since it's such a small magnet and it's just in the drain hole, I'm pretty sure once we open my transmission up, it's gonna be pretty caked in there with metal. Not a very strong magnet. Well, kind of picking stuff up there. Oh wow. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that was not very tight. The dipstick actually looks fairly clean. I mean, it makes sense, you know, it's on the top of the transmission and the drain plug's on the bottom, but for how much powder we found in the transmission, that thing's surprisingly clean looking to me. So now we're gonna switch to the other side, the primary draining. Ow. Oh man. See, now that's a normal amount of metal in my opinion. I mean, I got a good chunk right there, but I mean, when you're beating up on these things, you're gonna get a little bit of metal on it each time. But that is nothing compared to what the transmission looked like. Oh yeah, there's still a fair bit left in there. Woo! Check that out. I can tell you that is not supposed to be like that. $100 for the Screaming Eagle manual adjuster, because the auto adjusters that come in these bikes are terrible. And I thought this was an upgrade, but I think I can just replace this boot. But yeah, that's toast. I'm not gonna run it like that. So that chunk decides to come the rest of the way off and then gum itself up in my system. That's gonna be terrible. Basket looks good. There's no cracks. It's not blowing out. Now that we've seen what we need to do in there, let's go ahead and drain the motor oil. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. I think it's gonna have more metal than the primary, but vastly less metal than the transmission. The oil looks pretty dark, but I'd say that's way less than on the primary. That's actually kind of like scary how little metal is on that for how much I beat up on this thing. That's not bad. Not bad. Okay. I can handle that. That oil's looking pretty dark though. Yeah, I think that's all I can do for now. I guess this is just kind of an introductory video to letting you guys know we're about to be doing a lot of garage work if you're interested in that, so stay tuned. I don't have a transmission yet, not here physically. I'm gonna try to go out and get a transmission tomorrow. Other than that, I already knew I need to change my motor mount, because that thing's not looking too good anymore. If I can get the materials, we may be doing an oil pan mod, and then obviously this needs fixed. So get the transmission out, swap it, put everything back together, fix the boot, refill, do an oil pan mod, refill all the fluids, replace the motor mount, and I should be looking pretty damn good for Texas. Huge shout out to all my Patreon supporters. You guys are, these are the videos that you guys are basically funding, is being able to do this and do the bike maintenance and keep the bike on its toes. And if it wasn't for you guys, I'd be running with this cracked bit for who knows how long. Other than that, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.